Hi everybody, I'm Rachel. Welcome to our back patio. This is where my Ron and I love to spend our mornings. This is where we have our coffee, and sometimes we bring our breakfast out here and enjoy it too, see? Now today I'm gonna be making a delicious agua fresca de sandia y fresas. Now this is a Mexican drink made out of watermelon and fresh strawberries. And I'm also gonna be adding some lime juice. This is my watermelon. This is the one I'm gonna be using today. It's just kind of small, medium, and it's got a bright yellow patch right here. Now, people say that when you get a watermelon that has a nice big yellow patch, that it's gonna be sweet. We'll see about that. So I'm gonna cut the end off. Ooh, that's pretty, look at that. Now I'm gonna cut the other end. So I'm gonna start with this side right here. Just very carefully removing the outside. Now it's very windy today. I hope it's not so windy that you can't hear me. And there's also some construction going on that side of the neighborhood. See, I'm gonna remove all this white part right here. So here it is, just perfect. Now I'm gonna slice it. And I'm gonna cut it up into pieces because it'll be easier to go into the blender like that. Now this is a seedless watermelon. See how pretty it is? Now I'm gonna taste it because that'll tell me how much sugar I'm gonna be adding. Oh my goodness. Beautiful and super crisp. Now I'm gonna cut these up into cubes. You just want them big enough to where you can put it into your blender. The smaller they are, the easier it is to stuff your blender. So I've got all my watermelon cut up. Look at this. And I'm gonna cut up my strawberries. Now I'm gonna be using 1.5 pounds of nice red sweet strawberries. And I'm gonna cut them up like in half or in fours, just, you know, big enough to where they can fit comfortably into the blender. Now, before I finish cutting up my strawberries, I'm gonna dissolve my sugar in warm water. I have 1 cup of water right here, and I'm gonna add 1/4 cup of sugar. Now, you can add as much sugar as you want. It just depends how sweet your watermelon is. That's why I like to taste it first. Now, I'm adding it into warm water so that it'll dissolve. So I'm gonna let it sit by the side, and I'm gonna finish cutting my strawberries right here. So now I'm ready to blend them. I'm gonna be using my Vitamix blender. It just blends beautifully. So I'm gonna add as much watermelon as I can in here to fill it up. And that's good. I'm gonna add some of my strawberries in here. Oh, you're gonna love this. So now I'm gonna add my simple syrup. Just gonna give it a mix and put it in here. So now I'm gonna add the juice of 2 limes. You don't want to put your peel in there if you're going to drink it tomorrow. But if you're going to drink it today, you can add it in there and it won't be bitter. Ooh, these are juicy. And here's the last half. I'm going to replace my lid and I'm going to blend it. Now I'm gonna pass it through my sieve. Now some people love the pulp, some don't. So I've got my sieve right here. I'm gonna pass it through. So it'll be nice and clear and delicious. And I'm just gonna stir it with a spoon and make sure it all goes down. So I got it all in there. I'm gonna set this aside. I'm gonna cover it up. And I'm gonna add some watermelon into my blender all over again, but without the sugar and without the limes, because we already did that. Now I'm gonna add 1 cup of water. This is filtered water. The water helps it blend easier, see? So I'm gonna replace my lid and I'm gonna blend it just like I did the first one. And that's perfect. Now I'm gonna pass it through the sieve again. But before I do that, I'm gonna add it into my container. So I have this part that is ready to go. So I'm gonna put it in here. Yummy. I'm gonna move it over to the side for just a little bit. And I've got my sieve and I'm gonna pass it right through it. I'm gonna add some lime slices. because I think they look pretty in here. And I've got some basil leaves right here. I love basil in my agua de sandia and fresa. I'm just gonna tear them up and throw them in here. And I've got some mint right here, see? So with the mint, you can just clap your hands like this. You wanna cut off the stems and just throw them in there. Now I'm gonna pour this into my container. Beautiful. So I'm gonna set it aside and I'm gonna continue blending the rest of my watermelon. This is how much I was able to blend, see? So now I'm gonna fill it up with some ice. Now, if you're gonna be serving it today and you wanna finish it off tomorrow, then you might not wanna add the ice. And don't add the lime slices either, because the lime slices will get a little bitter. You can add the lime slices as you serve it. Give it a stir. This would be a good time for you to taste it. And if you feel that it needs a little more sugar, you can add it. Mine is just perfect like this. I'm gonna put a lime slice right there. See? Look at this. So I've got some mint. Just love the mint in here. Whew. Look at that. Now I'm gonna show you another way that I like to have it. I'm gonna get one of my lime slices and I'm gonna give it a little twist. See? So now I've got my chili lime margarita salt rimmer right here. It's got just a little bit of heat and the salt and lime. Oh, perfect. See, look at this. Just like that. And I'm gonna fill it. Yum. Here's my mint. Right there. Look at that. Just beautiful. Now it's time for the taste test. Oh my gosh. I just can't tell you enough about this drink. So refreshing, sweet, just perfect. The flavor of the mint and the basil in here. Perfect amount of sugar. Now you can always use your own sugar substitute if you don't want to use regular sugar. And here it is, agua fresca de sandia y fresa. My Mexican drink, watermelon and strawberries. If you like my video, give me a thumbs up. Send me a comment and tell me what you think. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. Thank you.